Hey, my lovely, lovely, wonderful people, a pleasant evening to you. All right, on this International Women's Day, I have to laugh. I've been hearing something in the air, but I've been ignoring it because I thought it would have faded away like a quick fad, but it seemed to be slowly and steadily growing. Where people who are begging on TikTok in particular, I'm not sure about the other social media platforms because I predominantly see it on TikTok, where they say it's their job. All right. I like to refer to the Bible because it is a blueprint for life. I tell people it has nothing really to do with whether you're Christian or not. It has to do with the realities that it promulgates. And a lot of the business guru, a lot of the business books that you read, when you look at it, you see the principles stemming from the Bible. You know? God says, and it was David, who was speaking, I have not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. Right away, it tells you there is something that is inherently wrong with begging. Paul, in his writings to the churches, said, do not feed a lazy man. One of the things that people may not understand the ramifications of feeding a lazy person, they become entitled. That's one of the factors that you will face. So one of the detrimental things in that is this: if they feel entitled and at some point you can't give them, they will take it by any means necessary, even to the point of annihilating you, getting rid of you permanently from off the earth. That is what you do with a lazy man. And yeah. I'm still trying to think if it really was speaking about, if it has the feminine declension, if it was speaking about women too. But there is something that is sinister about laziness. When you have a child or somebody in a house and they don't want to sweep, wash up the dishes, clean the bathroom, clean the kitchen, wash their clothes, take showers, there is something fundamentally wrong with that person, not just physically but psychologically, emotionally. And you find that that person just goes further and further down the drain. They go further and further down the drain in every way that you can think of, and they become a nuisance, a menace, a pest to society. Bible says, do not feed a lazy man. It went on further to say, a man who does not take care of his household is worse than a cheater, an unbeliever. So when you don't take care of your wife, for example, your children, you are worse. Some versions say worse than an unbeliever. Some versions says worse than a cheater. And we know that those two are horrible places to be. The Bible says you're worse than the man that cheats. So the man who cheats has a chance. The unbeliever has a chance than somebody who does not take care of his or her household. And for you to be able to take care of your household, you must be earning satisfactorily. Because God doesn't bless mess. He's not going to say, oh, you can scam and come and take care of your household. You can steal and you come and you take care of your household. You can shop and you come and take care of your household. You can rob people with aggravation and you come and take care of your household. Oh no, absolutely not. He's talking about a healthy work, healthy job. Whether you want to call it 9 to 5 or you are an entrepreneur, but you're earning your keep the right and proper way. Are you aware that back in the day, begging, they used to make, when you're a beggar, they make you wear a coat because it was such a subjugated position. Let's put it that way, a subjugated role that you were playing. You were looked upon as how they would look up on the indigent, the homeless, the people on the road. They used to have the beggar's coat. So them know say, oh, the beggy want that. So and they give you a coat to wear. So you were identified. It was a bad position to be at. It was not something to be lauded. You didn't You don't grow up to say, when I get old, I want to become a beggar. It is a looked down upon thing. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that if you're in a little bind, sometimes that can happen, that you can't ask somebody to help you. It's not the art of practicing to beg. That's a different case altogether. You know, the Bible talks about, and they sold their possessions to help one another, those who are in need. There are times that you can be in need and you need people's help. That's a different case altogether. You know, so that has nothing to do with that. If you're in need, you ask for help. You know, obviously not, right? No, absolutely not. Or let us say you're going to school, you're going back and you may not be earning enough and you want some sponsorship. Of course, those things are different because you're sowing a seed for better, that when you now are in a position to help, you reciprocate same. But we're talking about when somebody said, this is my mainstay. I am getting up from 9 to 5. And I just use a 9 to 5 as an example every day to beg people. I've been hearing it and I ignored it because I said I thought it was a quick fad that would have passed. It was until today, you know, when I heard them mentioning somebody particularly again and they say, you know, using it again. And I said, mighty goodness gracious, are we really serious? The thing that the Bible basically speaks against. God says he has not seen the righteous. You hear who he says? The right ones forsaken, nor the seed. The children, grandchildren, all of that, because he's expecting the blessing to follow them, the children's children. Begging bread. Begging is almost like scum-like in a sense. In that sense that it is talking about. You know, it is my goodness gracious, it's like cockroaches scrambling to find something to eat. Rat looking for spoiled food to eat. That's the best way that I can actually put it for people to understand. Stop it in the mighty name of Jesus. Begging is not your job. It's not your job. You're not with your colleagues. One time I heard somebody say, me and my colleagues are frightened to tell. I couldn't believe it. So me and my colleagues. And the worst part when you watch some of them, because you want to learn, you know, you want to understand the mindset. So sometimes you sit and you watch. It's good to know. It's good to be in the know, to keep abreast, to be knowledgeable. And if you dare watching them and don't gift them or tap the screen or do whatever it is for them to earn in one way or another, the way how I hear them disrespect and disregard, as if them give people money, them put on money for people. Eh? The audacity, as if the people, they gave people something to put on, an investment, and they're looking at a return on their investment. When they go for cuss, eh? When you hear the things that they say, how the people sitting down and them, how the people this, appear hater, appear this. Like, I guess the people have to really sit and watch and say, some of them probably say, am I really hearing and seeing what I'm seeing in this day and age, in this 21st century? Their job to be telling the worst situation about your worst part of your life story. Nothing that will help to heal the minds of people. Nothing that will help to motivate and to inspire the minds. It's not a service that is being offered. It's gossip and mayhem that is being offered. Foolishness. Nothing that is stimulating the brain. Because there's a part of human beings, they have an itching ear. They like to hear things that are negative. So a lot of people, is like you want to eat cheese sticks and popcorn and burgers for breakfast, lunch and dinner every day, and soda as your mainstay. Because most of what they're saying is rubbish. They're either tracing people or they're outing out family members, and they're behaving extremely badly, and people give their hard-earned money to them. That is a choice of the people. And then they say, my colleagues, begging is not good. It is not illegal, but it is not good. It's not your job. Desist. Anyway, guys, you know what to do with TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe, give me one of those lines, and you can follow me on Instagram. Have a good